What's up, spectators? Welcome back to another episode of Ace Attorney 6. For me, it's been a very busy weekend, a very hectic one, because out of the blue, I decided to adopt 2 cats from the shelter, and because of that, I'm all scratched up and I'm all tired, but it's gonna be good. Hopefully, I mean, they've been having a blast all morning, unplugging everything from my computer. I'm gonna hope that they don't turn my computer off, or disconnect the monitor, or disconnect all the wires that run through my DS equipment, so... Hey, where'd they go? Did I scare them? I think my loud talking scared them. Okay, anyways. Let's go. The priestess's dance had come to an end. To the music storeroom, my way, I did wend. Wend? I don't know what that means. I could assume it means go, but I've never heard it before. Death trust is what you dread? Death truth. Oh, okay, sorry. Hear me shred. From my spot in front of the storeroom, I saw Albie creep to the treasure room. In front of the storeroom. And trailing from behind, hound on the scent, I saw a patrol after Albie he went. Me and my girl here, innocent and sweet, back by the storeroom. Can't be beat. He's gotta work on his lyrics. Then out went the power, ticket to midnight. Blacker than blackest black, robbing all sight. Okay. Oh dear. What is that music? I've never heard anything like it. And it's so fast! It's making my head spin. I'm sure he said it that way. Hey yo, geezer, how are those ears ringing? I don't know much about music. But I got chills and they're multiplying. Oh, hey, Grease. You scared, lawyer man? Run away fast as you can. What a wonderful rhythm. The perfect accompaniment for further deliberations. Now, Mr. Understandin', yes, I'm gonna fix it because it's understandin', but I gotta say, andistandin' is way more fun to say than understandin'. So that's why I'm gonna keep saying andistandin'. What did you go to the music storeroom for, andistandin'? I went to put my Damalon away. She's my precious partner. Gotta give her a good rest after playing in the right. But then why did you lie before? Because you'd send me to hell. We all know about lawyers and their lying, lawyerly ways. Am I right, peepo? If I admitted I went to the storeroom, he'd have drummed up a false charge on me. I didn't want to get sent to hell. What do you say? He's right, that's so what happened. Now I see why that Defense Culpability Act was passed. You feel me, Kurain? Yeah, you said it! Hooah! Yeah! Is it too much to ask for a low-key trial? Now, are you punks ready to rock or what? I can't hear you! I said you ready to teach this night, Laura? Don't think right now! Alright, then I'm gonna lay it on ya one more time, the screaming truth of my soul. Alright, here we go. The priestess's dance had come to an end. To the music storeroom, my way I did wend. Hold it! You say you went to the music storeroom. But how do we know you didn't go to the treasure room to steal the treasure instead? And on what grounds would you base that accusation? Got anything to show for it? He's right. I don't really have any proof. And yet... Well, you can't prove that you didn't go to the treasure room. Yeah. Stunned. So brilliant, Phoenix. You stole the treasure and were ready to make your getaway when you saw Mr. Roll. So you panicked and ran into the music store room, isn't that right? I know. Brilliant. Why do I feel like I'm being stabbed by icy stares from every direction? This silence is your answer, lawyer man. This audience knows the score. Just what we needed, a moment of silence. To bid this lawyer's baseless claim goodbye. I said it before and I'll say it again, lawyer man. After the priestess's dance, I went to the music store room.
Hold it!
How did Albie appear at the time? Come to think of it, he was glancing around all shifty-like. Isn't that convenient? You could tell he was up to no good. Shady, I tell ya. What's that saying about people who live in glass houses? Well, he was about to steal the treasure, so it only stands to reason he'd look furtive.
Objection!
The defendant admitted he was sneaking in to see the treasure box. Wouldn't that be why he was looking around? What's that, people? Only the Holy Mother knows the truth, you say? Wrong. Peace Lovin' knows the score, baby. From my lips to our Holy Mother's ears, an artist only sings what he saw there. In other words, my reasoning isn't good enough for God Boy here. And what did you see next, Mr. Andistendin? And trailing from behind, hound on the scent, I saw Pat roll after Albie he went.
Hold it!
Something tells me this is going to be a spectacular waste of time, but... What do you mean by hound on the scent? You don't get it? It's always the same, y'all. Lyrics question without mercy. The more famous the song, the greater the controversy. Okay. It wasn't your lyrical sense I was questioning. I say hound on the scent like a hunting dog, cause, you know, Roll was a guard, and... Here we go. The inspiration came to me suddenly, like a flash.
Hold it!
That's okay, you don't have to explain your lyrics anymore. You're the one who asked. I knew I shouldn't have asked. Mr. Andistendin, you're still on the stand, so please stick to your testimony. You can explain your lyrics to me later in Davalong class. Have it your way, geezer. The show must go on, slash and thrash. Ugh, so cheesy. Hurts. It hurts. Me and my girl here went back to the storeroom, okay.
Hold it!
What exactly were you doing in the music storeroom? There! Get the picture? What picture? My song picture. Mr. Andistendin is requesting that you not ask him the same thing over and over. Hey, you got it in one! Take a bow, baby! How the heck did he understand that? What was I doing in the music storeroom, you ask? I already told you. I was taking care of my partner in crime here, getting ready to put her away. But see, would you believe it? Then out went the power. Ticket to midnight. Blacker than blackest black, robbing all sight.
Hold it!
Where were you when the power outage occurred? Like I said, I was in the music storeroom. My girl had been sounding a little off, so I had to get her back in tune. Isn't it true that you were actually in the hallway at that time? The hallway, you say? Why would I be in the hallway? You were waiting for Mr. Roll to come back from his patrol to the treasure room. Now that he discovered that the treasure had been stolen, you were going to kill him. Lawyer man just as always so full of bull. Spewing noxious lies and pulling the woe. Ooh, hey, a new motion! Filthy liar through and through, and I ain't ever gonna forgive you. These lyrics are just shit. Utter lies with no evidence, as always, his claims are just tenuous. Nice, prosecutor, I'm picking up what you're throwing down. This is the problem with singer witnesses and testimonies by singers. It's just always a pain in the ass. You've made your assertions clear, defense, but your arguments is rather unsubstantiated. That's not good. What's so funny? P? I'm just gonna call him P for short. Nevertheless, the possibility is still there. You can't deny the witness could have killed the victim under cover of darkness.
Objection!
You're forgetting one very important thing. They always say that. It seems you've forgotten that the outage happened by chance, not design. That's right. I did forget about that. It's not like the witness planned the outage so he could take advantage of the darkness, except he did, because he was right next to the breaker. Duh! And without darkness, it would have been hard to sneak up behind Mr. Roll and kill him. You're right. Even I would notice someone coming up behind me. Well, defense, what do you have to say about that? What can I say about that? Mr. Wright, your claim is completely without merit. Unless you want to argue that the witness somehow magically made the outage happen. Maybe not magically, but... that's it! I contend the witness could have made the power outage happen. With no magic necessary. You have a theory, defense. All he had to do was make use of something shown on this diagram. What did the witness use to make the power outage happen? Oh, so easy. So easy! Hold on. Damn it, I'm just gonna use a stylus, because this is... there you go.
Take that!
The witness was in the storeroom. The circuit box is on the storeroom end of the hallway. There's nothing really magical about turning off the breaker, wouldn't you say? Nice try, but that theory doesn't hold water, lawyer man. Why not? You're saying I turned the breaker off and then snuck up on Mr. Roll and hit him. In pitch black darkness with no source of light whatsoever? Well, the thing was glow in the dark. The case for the treasure, so, with the lights off, that hallway's blacker than 100 midnights. You can't see the hand in front of your face. How could anybody commit murder like that? Unless it was somebody standing right in front of the victim, like the accused. I hate when he's right, but I can't just let his point stand. Maybe the victim was holding something that served as a guide. A guide through the darkness? Something? That's more than a little vague, wouldn't you agree? You ain't gonna move this room with a half-baked hunch like that, bro. You gotta hit him hard. Really make him feel it, you hear me? Just like my verse, baby! Woo! Well, I'm afraid I don't understand the witness's lyrics very well either. But in a trial, your arguments have to be clear and precise. Let's see some of that clarity and precision now, defense. Uh-oh, what do I do? Can you present to us something that could have served as a guide through the darkness? Yes, I can! Because there has to be something. Let's see what you have, defense. What could the victim have been holding? Boop, boop, beep, boop, beep, oop, boop, beep, boop.
Take that!
I believe the victim was holding the treasure box. Huh? Huh? Have you gone mad? Well, the box glows in the dark, so you could use it as a sort of beacon. Well, I guess you're right. But why in the world would the victim be holding the treasure box? Well, because your guess is as good as mine. What is this lawyer talking about? Nonsense and lies yet again! Give him the death penalty. Screw this country. Is there no way to win them over? Kill them before they kill you. Are we going to be needing those tongue shears after all? No, your majesty. Yeah, man. Do it! Then we can jam out to this lawyer's shrieks of pain. Better get those screams of agony out now, lawyer man! While you still have a tongue to scream with. I guess I'd better come up with a reason. No pressure or anything. As to why the victim was holding the treasure box, it could easily be explained as thus. Brain, don't fail me now. What reason could the victim possibly have had to be holding that treasure box? The victim was holding the treasure box. Hey, what are you doing up here? Hey, you get down. You get down from there. It's my cat. The victim was holding the treasure box because he was... Because he was a devout believer. What's this now? If he was such a devout believer, he would have upheld the rule forbidding anyone from even looking at the treasure. Well, you certainly have a very good point there. That's why I say. He's just making up a bunch of random nonsense as he goes along. That's true. I can't say I disagree. You mean you disagree? It's not nonsense, I have a proper theory. What reason could the victim possibly have had for holding that treasure box? 'Cause he's a guard! 'Cause he's the thief! It's an idea I just happened to stumble upon. But I think it just might be the answer. And it would turn this whole trial upside down like a pineapple upside down cake. Are you still with us? Let's hear this easy explanation you promised. Isn't it possible that it was because the victim himself was the thief? The victim? The thief? What kind of bull are you spewing now? Your Majesty, this guy's off his rocker. If the victim was the thief, everything we've learned so far would all make sense. And it would give us a completely new way to interpret the victim's actions. After the morning dance of devotion, Mr. Roll went to the treasure room. He grabbed the box that contained the treasure and started to take off with it. But then he ran to Albie on the Great Stairs. That's why Mr. Roll pulled his gun on Albie. Then, when the blackout occurred, Mr. Roll was bludgeoned to death in the darkness. This explains why the victim would be holding the glowing treasure box in the dark. And how it would have been possible for someone other than the accused to kill him. Do you have any idea what you're saying? You're unbelievable, lawyer man. I think you've lost it. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. Roll trying to roll the temple. That devout believer, that pious Kurainist. I won't allow you to disparage the victim's departed soul with unfounded allegations. I hope you're prepared to back up your claim. Of course, Your Majesty. Oh, really? In that case, can we assume you have proof? Proof, huh? Do I have any proof? But I can't back down now. I have proof in my dreams. The proof that Mr. Roll was the thief may have been left behind on a certain piece of evidence. Very well. Well, it could be the blood stain. Let's see your evidence and be ready to stand behind it. Footprints, fingerprints, I'll take anything at this point. Something that would have been involved with the theft, and that might still have some trace evidence left on it.
Take that!
The defense would like to examine this piece of evidence. Would you now? Oh dear. I don't think that piece of evidence will give us any answers. I think it would if you looked at it, but okay. Perhaps you'd like to examine this penalty instead. No, I don't. Don't overthink this, Phoenix. It's gotta be something that might still hold some trace of it being touched. And if the victim was the thief, what's something he would have touched? I'll give you another chance, defense. And this time, show me evidence you can stand behind. Let's see. Well, I imagine the best thing we have is the actual box itself.
Take that!
The defense would like to examine the treasure box. There might be trace evidence on it that would show that the victim had held it. Might? You'd better hope you turn up something more definitive than that, defense. Yes, sir, Your Majesty. Very well, bailiff. Bring the treasure box. There you are, defense. You're free to examine it. If I don't find something now, my entire argument up to this point will be blown. Plus, there's that little matter of the old tongue shears. I have to find something. I just have to. Now, to make sure I remember how to do this, I can rotate the evidence by sliding the touchscreen, zoom in and out with the slider. If I ever get too turned around, I can always touch reset. I better search every inch of this box carefully, and touch anything of interest to check it out in detail. Let's see. I'm mainly looking for blood on the inside. Hey! Leave my wires alone! Okay. So this is where the Founder's Orb was. I doubt there's any trace of the orb left here now. Although I don't really know anything about the orb, so who knows? The lid of the box was forced open, but while the victim was holding the box, the lid must have been closed. I'll try closing the lid too. Hey! What? You son of a... You locked it! So? What's the big deal? I thought you could open it with that key you're wearing. Yeah, I can, no sweat. Then why is there a bucket load of dripping off you over there? I think I'd like to open this box back up again. Could you lend me your Magatama key? Sure. Okay, let's see. Where's the keyhole? Well, it's the Magatama key, so wouldn't it go in the hole above the Magatama mark? It won't open! Would you look at that? The thief must have busted the lock when they forced the box open. Really? Because I'm not so sure about that. In any case, I'd better take another good look. I have to find proof that the victim was holding this box. Boom, 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 boom. It's the handprint. Boom, 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 boom. The handprint. The handprint. This blood stain. It shows the outline of a hand. Could this be what I've been looking for? Your Majesty, take a look at this. There's a blood stain here that outlines the shape of the hand. Really? Let me see that. Oh my, you're right. Now I'm getting somewhere. I believe the blood stain is an outline of the victim's hand as he was holding the box. What? Even as he was being struck, he held on tight to the precious treasure box. After all, he'd gone through a lot of trouble to steal it. The blood from his head would splatter across his hand and onto the box.
Objection!
Your Majesty, don't let yourself be taken in. It's just more of his lawyerly deceit. What do you mean? Mr. Wright, where is your proof that the outline is that of the victim's hand? I should have seen this coming. Well, I did. For you. Because you're an idiot. Either show proof or prepare to meet the shears. Or you could save us all some time and bite your tongue out now and submit it instead. I'm sorry, I'm very tired. So I'm stumbling on words that I normally don't. I did not see coming. See what? I did not see that coming? Well, defense, how about it? Do you have proof that the outline is of the victim's hand? Where would the proof of something like that even be? On the hand! Okay, here we go. This is the evidence that's going to save my beloved tongue. Mr. Payne, despite your claims about my forked tongue, it just so happens I have the proof you require. You do? Right here in my hand. Defense, please point it out. What proves that the bloodstain outline on the box is that of the victim's hand?
Take that!
Take a good look at the victim's hand. See this? That's blood. If we place Mr. Roll's hand inside the bloody outline, you think the blood on his hand would complete the splatter? Exactly. Here goes nothing. And if they do form one complete splatter, it would prove my theory correct. Then, the victim really was holding the box. I'm willing to bet my life on it. The defense reasserts that the victim was the thief who stole the treasure box. You can't be serious. I protest. There's no way they would ever match up. I assert that's patently impossible. Talk about tongue karma. Sounds like he just bit his. What's the matter, Mr. Payne? Did your forked tongue get tangled up in there? Or were you trying to submit your own tongue to the court? Why, you? I can hardly believe it. Apparently not everything out of the defense's mouth is a bluff. Of course not, idiot. This tongue doesn't lie. And I'd like to continue to use my tongue in the future, too, if you wouldn't mind. He never has to know it really was a bluff. You liar. Not Mr. Roll. I can't believe it. I'm sorry, Albie. I know it's upsetting news. He must have needed the money badly, probably to support his family. After all, he even gave up his dream of becoming a monk to help them. So that thing Mr. Roll would say to me... Albie, you train hard and make sure you become a monk one day. Don't end up like me, he'd say. He was probably warning you not to end up a thief. Mr. Rose! Now, wait just 1 minute. If the victim was the thief and he was holding the treasure box, then that means Mr. Roll was holding the murder weapon when he was killed. That's a very good point. It doesn't make much sense, does it?
Objection!
If the victim was holding the treasure box, it couldn't have been the murder weapon. Which means the real murder weapon must have been something else. The blood was thought to have gotten on the box when the box was used as a weapon. But it turns out that wasn't the case. The blood splattered onto the treasure box the victim was holding. When he was struck with the real weapon, that's what really happened. Isn't that right, Mr. Andistindin? Are you insinuating I'm the one who used this real weapon? Are you saying I'm wrong in my understanding? Andistindin? You got me riled up, lawyer man. I feel a song coming on. Looking for a weapon that just doesn't exist. Pathetic lawyer man, drop into the abyss. Oh, look at that! Can you use your teeth, though? Despicable lawyer man, you make me sick. You can disappear just like a magic trick. Yo, this dude's got skills. Even though he plays the same song. Done in by a weapon for you, miserable wretch, hell doth beckon. Okay, calm down. Yeah! I know I don't need to remind you, Defense, that your life is on the line. The power line. I know your majesty. Yet you're prepared to risk it on this mere idea of a real murder weapon. Death to the lawyer! This is it. The moment of truth. I can't back down. Yes, your majesty, I am. I am confident the real murder weapon does indeed exist. That's a bold claim, Mr. Wright. Now let's see you back it up. Show us which piece of evidence points to this real murder weapon. Gladly. If I knew which one it was, what would somebody like Andiston use to bludgeon someone? His guitar, obviously. I'm just gonna call it a guitar, because I feel like it. Now then, defense, please submit your evidence to the court. Yeah, let's see it, lawyer man. Let's see this thing that shows the real murder weapon. How would I present it, though? Is there something in the photo? No. The Dance of Devotion photo?
Take that!
What I'm about to present is really nothing more than a possibility. But this thin thread is all I've got. Allow me to direct the court's attention to this photo of the morning dance devotion. How is that going to help you, Mr. Wright? There's something about it that doesn't sit right with me. His instrument is different as well. I noticed that when I looked at it a second ago. And what's this something, That thing here is odd, to say the least. That he has a V-shaped... bad boy. Mr. Andiston, why is the instrument you're holding different from the one you're playing in the photo? Would you look at that? They're completely different shapes. I believe you said your Damalon was your one and only? Well, Mr. Andiston, what do you have to say to that? I got nothing to say. Then allow me to answer for you. They're different because the one in the photo is no longer in playable condition. Not after you used it to bludgeon Mr. Roll to death. My old partner wasn't doing so hot, so I brought her sister along. That's all. Not a big deal, lawyer man. In that case, please submit your old Damalon to this court as evidence. Too bad, you're too late. I got rid of her yesterday. Burned her up with the rest of the trash. Ashes to ashes, baby. No. He's already destroyed the evidence. And I see more trash right here in this court that needs to burn in the fires of hell. Lawyer trash. Now there's no proof to show. Oh, come on, that was pathetic. Your agony can sound better than that. Where's that great scream of yours? This can't be how it ends. I think I've heard enough. It seems the defense is unable to produce the evidence it needs to prove its assertion. But your majesty, that's only because the witness destroyed it. Evidence is everything in court. Don't tell me you've forgotten this most fundamental principle of our profession. Without sufficient proof, your claim that Mr. Andiston is the murderer is no more than conjecture. There's the pained expression I've been looking for. By the way, there seems to be one more thing you're forgetting. What is it now? You accused Mr. Andiston of being the thief, but the real thief turned out to be the victim. And with that, Mr. Andiston's purported motive for murder goes out the window. Great point, prosecutor. You tell him. If I'd been there, I would have just collared Roll and gotten the treasure back. There wasn't any reason for me to kill him now. Was there? There's no good counter-argument to that. It sounds to me like Mr. Andiston has been completely wrongfully accused. Unfortunate as it may be, I think it's time to hand down the verdict in this case. Not good. Defense, I trust you understand what you yourself will receive for taking on this case. And with it being around 30 to 40 minutes, and probably the last somewhat decent stopping point in this case, because I'm pretty sure we're going to beat it next one. So, we'll leave it at this. So stay tuned for the next one, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.